Hey, it's Sunday night. What are we doing on the podcast? I don't know. Let's listen in. Hey, here we go. Where we at? Here we go. Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, it's Kelly Joe. How you doing? You go by Kelly or Kelly Joe?
Either or.
Either or. Okay. If you're wondering who she is. What's your title at the Ellis County Poultry Show?
I like to call myself the Wrangler.
The Wrangler.
So
yeah,
kind of like wrangling cats or chickens.
Wrangling chickens.
It's a little crazy.
But you're the head wrangler.
A little wild. Head wrangler.
You're the head wrangler. So I don't have listeners. I have chickeners.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to have Bobcast chickener shirts for sale at the event.
Okay.
So yeah. So if anyone's listening right now, they don't know what's going on. September the 9th, we're going to be in Waxahachie, Texas, for the Ellis County Poultry Trade Day shows. It's just a one-day event, and Kelly's here to tell us all about it. So let's hear all about it.
Well, do you want to start with what we do in general?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have now the Ellis County Expo Center and the arena, which is enough space to accommodate about 140 vendors with anywhere from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20 booth spaces. It's all covered, so it's great if we do happen to get a little rain. We've been very lucky. Right now, we would probably all take rain and not complain a bit. But we've got some really great vendors that have been with us since the event started in 2001. And we like to promote anything youth entrepreneurial related, anything backyard homestead. So local businesses get a lot of foot traffic. And I think we've had about 4,000 attendees is probably about where we're at right now. We don't sell tickets because it's free to the public, but yeah, that's a picture of the line to get into the event at 9 o'clock when the gates open.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Look at that line.
A little star in the back is where the line ends. We had a Manny with Zamora Lawn Care likes to run the drone for us.
That's like I always tell people, I've been advertising in every podcast I have. I've been advertising your event. And I tell people about this photo, and I said the photo's like from the movie Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner.
If you build it, they will come.
That's right. And you have all those lines of cars coming. That's amazing. That is unbelievable. And then the outside parking lot of all your people attending and campers and such.
Well, this is another event. This is the Youth Rodeo Expo sale, but it was a picture of at least like the space and it was a good aerial photo of it.
Okay.
But we do have some RVs that show up. We do have RV parking, but we don't rent the venue for 2 days, so we normally don't do overnight.
Yeah. So that's awesome. I can't wait to go to this. It'd be a nice little break. So, and then you have how many volunteers you got working for you?
Oh, there's several. We've got from left to right on the picture, we've got Sherry, my sister Maddie, my friend Meredith, and there's me and Melissa and Laura Jo on the far right. On top of them, we've got my husband James, my children Jake and Ellie, who are great assistants and always recruit a couple of friends to come help set up and tear down everything, check everybody in, get all the vendors lined out. Karen Ritchie is one of our admins on the group page, and she helps me keep everybody in line so we stay safe on Facebook. Brother-in-law Willie comes out and helps. Laura Joe's husband Jeremy comes out and helps. Melissa's son Manny runs the drone for us, so we have a lot of people that help me put this thing on.
That's great. So is there any like competition for like best of show or of different varieties of birds or anything like that? You have any judging going on?
We don't have anything quite like that yet, and that's not to say we won't. But that's not what we built it for originally. It was mostly centered around being able to buy full-grown laying hens without having to deal with baby chicks or trying to sex the chick and hope you don't get a rooster in the city limits. And so the people have the opportunity to come out and buy a full grown bird ready to go.
Oh
Got the
my
set up.
God. You can say that again. Oh, I'm
It's
so sick of it.
they're
I'm so sick
prized
of it.
commodities.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm so sick of roosters right now. It's just, and I was something here earlier before the show started that the ratio of roosters to hen I got from my chicks that I bought this year was horrible. Yeah. So, but I've been selling them, getting rid of them. So, are there any requirement for birds when they come to your show?
Yes, vendors that are going to sell any poultry of any kind, that's quail, turkey, geese, duck, chickens, those all have to be registered with the Texas Animal Health Commission and have a negative PT test. Um, and those are requirements of the state of Texas to have birds for sale at a public venue. So basically, if they're outside of your property, they have to have those requirements.
And
So
how does someone go about registering their birds with the state of Texas?
there is a link to a form. You fill it out. You write down all your information. You fill out your flock size, 1 to 30, whatever the parameters are. And then a Texas Animal Health Commission agent comes out to your property and they inspect your flock to make sure what you put on the form is what matches about what you've got. And then on the form, you will also list any place that you would like to sell. So between myself and the 2 other events like it in Texas, vendors would have an opportunity to sell at least 8 events. And there's a couple more up and coming. So we all work together to make sure our schedules don't cross so vendors don't have to pick an event. We want them to be as successful as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then the agents will come out, inspect your flock in person, and they or an independent agent can do a PT test and just make sure that's not a problem on the property. And after that, it does take a little while to get the paperwork back. So I would say at least a 2-month start would be good. If you haven't got started, start now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that will cover you for the whole year, and then you renew it every year.
Oh, that's cool. Well, so you pay the state a fee to come out to your property?
Do what?
You have to pay the state a fee to come out to your property, I suppose?
Well, you're paying when you pay the fee that's on the application, that's your fee for them to come out to the property. Unless they are PT testing while they are there, which they can do. I don't have the totals on what that costs right now, though.
Yeah, I'm going to have a gal on soon that does PT testing and so forth around in Texas. Howard told me about her, so I want to have her on soon.
Love Howard and Lone Star Chicken Fair.
Yeah, so he's a regular on the show. He's going to be on every month talking about, healthcare and so forth and chickens and all that,
Yes.
So, yeah. And, if you have all these events going on, you're welcome to come on anytime and talk about them.
Oh, well, I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. So what kind of birds do you have come out to the event?
Well, personally, I don't sell birds, but we have, oh my goodness, I don't know that I could go through the list.
I mean, that looks like a baby emu? Ostrich, emu?
Yeah, maybe ostrich.
Yeah.
There's just about every breed you can think of.
Yes, looking at all the pictures and so forth. Yeah. So you're getting a good quality bird coming out to this event.
We do, and we also have some breeders that show birds. So we've got some with some ribbons, ribbon quality.
And it looks like you got some four-legged critters that come out there as well.
We do. We also have goats. We have miniature goats. We've had some milk goats. We've had rabbits, llamas.
Wow.
Pigs come out, but pigs have to be on the outside of the roof. They do have communicable diseases, and Texas Animal Health Commission rules state that the pigs have to be outside of the roof line. So we do have them, but most of the time in the fall, not the spring so much.
Yeah, yeah. So how many shows do you run yourself?
We run 2 a year. So typically it's the first weekend in May and the first or second weekend in September.
Okay, you know when and where the other shows are at?
There is one in East Texas, and it was the founding event, if you want to call it a founding event. I talked to Gail when she was running it. Got a lot of information from her when I decided to do this. What did I need? Who did I need to talk to? Can I advertise to see if any of your vendors are interested on coming on this side of town? But it was 3 hours one way for me to get there, and
Yeah.
they sell out fast. It's not like we can restock quickly when these birds are gone. So
Yeah.
people get there very early. And so we left at 3 a.m. one morning and got there about 6:30 or 7. And I think they opened at 8 at that time. And it was sold out very quick. So that was probably the founding event. So the East Texas Poultry Trades Day is the one out in Far East Texas. And then there's CM4 Ranch, and they have one down in Leon County. And typically both of them have them 3 times a year. They have one in the middle and into July-ish, August.
Yeah.
I'm just not that big a fan of the heat, so
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Me neither. I hate the heat. Yeah, I usually do markets every weekend, selling my coffee, Bailey's Brew coffee or my Patriot Knife coffee, and selling eggs. But summertime, I stop. It's just too hot.
Yeah,
And
it's
less
pretty
people
brutal.
drink coffee this time of year.
I still drink coffee.
So do I. Drink it night and day, but tonight I'm drinking ice cold Coke. Yep. I love my Coca-Cola every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish it had bourbon in it, but I don't drink it anymore. So what I do, I drink my bourbon pecan coffee every morning for breakfast.
There you go.
Yeah. So you drink coffee yourself?
I do.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll have I'll bring some cold brew coffee with me. My bourbon pecan cold brew coffee, it's a big seller. It's delicious. You drink cold brew?
I do.
Yeah. I'll bring that to sell by the cup,
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll supply you and your volunteers with some.
Oh, that'll be amazing. We are all typically in need of more coffee. We get out there to the venue about 4 o'clock in the morning ish, 4 or 5, depending on what we forgot at the house. But
What time does it start Saturday morning?
the vendors start arriving at 6. So vendor
Okay.
setup is from 6 a.m. to 7:45-ish. Then we give them an hour to kind of shop each other if they want to, or catch a nap, grab some breakfast, finish setting up if they need to. And there's always
are they allowed to set up on Friday?
No, we would have to pay for an extra day of the venue.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yep. We get a lot of requests for that. We're not quite there yet. I would hate to nearly double everybody's booth fees just so some people can set up.
I've been telling people that we're going to show up a day earlier and have a podcast on that Friday, and at the event setting up. But if you're not setting up Friday, I guess not. So what I'll do is I'll have my podcast Friday morning before I leave to head that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just have my regular podcast Friday morning, then leave from here and head that way. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, we're going to stay Friday night, then leave Saturday after the event. But yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a little interference here. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. All right. So that'll be okay. So what else? You got vendors, you got people selling birds and everything like that. You got vendors selling all sorts of stuff, jewelry, Scentsy, eggs and food products. You have food trucks out there, or is there like a main vendor out there selling food?
We do have several food trucks. Typically we have an ice cream, a snow cone, a carnival food truck, a barbecue truck. We would love to have a taco truck consistently, and
Especially breakfast
a
tacos.
coffee. So
Yeah.
we have a pretty good setup of food trucks. There's a lot of variety. We try not to duplicate any food so the vendors don't feel like they're competing with another food truck. We don't have quite that much traffic yet, but
Yeah.
I'd say enough traffic to keep them busy and coming back. So
Yeah. Yeah, normally when I do events selling my bagged coffee, I usually give out samples of hot coffee, but I don't start doing that till November.
yeah,
Yeah, because hot coffee during the summer months aren't a big hit with some people, So I just do the cold brew coffee. Yeah, but it's good, real good stuff. So that'll be good. I'm looking forward
I'm
to
excited
this.
to try it.
So are you eventually going to have judging competitions there, you think?
Well, the expo does host several jackpot shows. I'm not part of any of that, but it might be something we get into later down the road. Maybe it's something we expand into. I don't know anything about the world of chicken judging
Uh-huh.
or showing. I know Howard does.
Yeah, that's
He's
why,
interested
I've got
in
him on
kicking off
the
his own.
on the podcast, so yeah. So that's why I wanted to see if you did that or not, or looking into that. But so in talking with you, I do want to do something like this in this area.
Yeah.
I do. But I want to get into where we have adults bringing in their chickens so they can be judged by like Howard. Yeah.
Kind of like a pre-judging.
Yeah.
Fix this thing, work on this trait, breed out this comb.
Yeah. Have it like you do, set up like you do, but at the same time, have people where they can bring out their birds to be judged and have Howard judging it and such. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was heavily involved with the Harris County Fair for many years here, and they ended it, and it was due to the facility where we're having it kept flooding at the Harris County Fairgrounds. It was at Bear Creek Park, and that's actually the Addicks Reservoir area that's used for flood control in Harris County. And as the flooding got worse in Houston area in Harris County, they eventually had to shut it down. And then they started having it in different locations. They even had the Harris County Fair outside the county, Oh. And now I've heard that Fred Stockton Jr., which is the owner of one of the oldest bars in Texas, which was called Tin Hall Saloon back in the day. I went to that bar many times back in the day, but they bought land off of the Tollway 99, and he wants to rebuild the old Farm Ranch Club and have the Harris County Fair again, and get it started back up again, which would be great. But I still want to have a poultry show around here. Yeah, I'd love to have it around here. So I'll be coming after yours to learn as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We take volunteers for trade and labor for teaching you what we do.
That and bags of coffee.
And bags of coffee.
Yeah, so that's great. So the Saturday of your event, I'm going to do a podcast out there. And
all right.
And I know you'll be busy, but if you want to send over one of your volunteers to be on the podcast, you can do that as well, or you can come on there as well too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll have like 2 or 3 mics set up as well and headphones, and we can do a podcast there live, and
awesome.
Or pre-recorded or something like that. Depending on how well it's working in that building, A lot of times in metal buildings it just doesn't work well. But we can always just record to have it play on that Sunday night. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, you got any other information on it you want to tell anyone about?
Be patient if you're waiting in line. The gates open at 9. That's important. Don't bring wild animals. And it's not so much that we don't love everybody's dogs. I'm a dog family. We're a dog family. All the girls are dog families. But a lot of these animals they're the flight part of our flight animal species. So a lot of people don't realize that just the presence of an animal that they perceive as a predator can send them into quite a panic.
Yeah, rabbits can have heart attacks.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we find that important. A lot of people don't care for that when we enforce it, but we're doing that to keep our vendors' animals safe and alive.
Yeah.
So that's an important thing we wish people would would really pay attention to, we put that up on the memo board. But all the information for now is still housed on Facebook. We'll put out a lot of posts leading up to the event. We hope to have a website by next spring. And so we're pretty excited about that part, try to centralize everything. We will also be partnering with Go Texan next year. So that's a fun expansion. And I have to also mention the Art Country Feed Store, who jumped on board with us in the very early stages to be our feed store sponsor. So we really
it's a feed store?
Yeah, it's the Art Country Store. It's local to Waxahachie.
Okay.
And they've been around a long time, and they're a huge part of the Ellis County Livestock Show and Rodeo program for all the kids.
Great.
And Katie, Candace have been a great help getting everything going.
I'll have to talk to them because I actually Bailey's Brew Coffee is sold in a bunch of feed stores now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they will have a booth there. They'll be at 126, I think, is their booth number.
Yeah, I created a line of coffee related to chickens. I have.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, so it's doing real well, and a lot of the feed stores are selling the heck out of it. Like I've got down the road from me, I've got D&D Feeds down the road from me, and they sell a ton of it. They do. So
cool.
The chicken series is doing really good. I mean, I started with a rodeo series of coffee, and I started doing the chickens, and the chickens were just blowing up left and right. So I'd make up a new blend, and that people start buying it, because they laugh at the label alone,
Oh, I know.
Cockadoodle.
I mean, do you have one that's like wake up screaming?
Oh no, the Cockadoodle Brew breakfast blend. If the rooster doesn't wake you up, the coffee will.
Okay.
And then I've got Drunk Chicken, which is a bourbon pecan coffee. I've got the Coconut Crusted Chicken, which is a coconut coffee. I've got a new one. Oh, I gave that bag to. That's a Coconut Crusted Chicken. It's got one of my bar blocks in the front saying, "Say what?"
That's great.
And then there's a Drunk Chicken. So there's a couple of them up there, but I have a new one called Mystery Chicken Medium Roast. And the reason it's called Mystery Chicken Medium Roast is because I've got a chicken. I bought 5 Wyandottes chickens, pullets. I bought them, and I've never owned them before. I want to see what they look like when they grew up. And as I started growing up, I had this one. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm looking at it, and I'm sending pictures out to friends, and like, what is this chicken? And as it grew up, it got real tall, and I started going, is this thing a rooster? It's got huge feet. It's real tall and skinny. It's got this nappy black head on its thing and its crest, like maybe a leghorn or something. I'm like, what is it? And Howard thought it was a Braun or Branham or something like that. And I don't see the resemblance, So we were all calling it the chicken Brittany Griner because we couldn't figure out what it was. So now we know it's a hen. So I still call it Brittany, and it knows its name. So it's like, Brittany, come here, Brittany. She comes running over to me, her big old feet and everything, her big long legs, and it's funny. She's hilarious, but she's in my ugly chicken contest. If you think you have a chicken uglier than Brittany and you post a photo of it on Facebook, you get the most likes, you'll win a free coffee mug and a bag of coffee,
Oh, so, I've got a couple of ugly rescues.
Yeah, so there's a mug. It's a Bobcast I'm a Chickener mug. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a chickener. That is too funny.
So
I really am probably gonna steal that.
I'm gonna have the I'm a Chickener t-shirts out there for sale. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll do some giveaways as well, and hats and so forth. But yeah, Brittany, I was actually gonna get rid of her, but I've fallen in love with that chicken. She's hilarious. She's so big and goofy looking. I'm gonna hang on to her,
They definitely take on their own personalities.
I know they do. Some of them do, yeah. But I see there's a blue jay out there messing with my chickens right now.
I saw it swoop in.
Yeah, you saw that swoop down? Yeah. So, yeah. So I've seen the chickens catch some wild birds and just shred them. You ever seen that?
I have not seen that.
Yes. A dove flew in to the chicken tunnel, and one of my New Hampshires got a hold of that dove and just shredded it, ate it.
I know they're carnivores because I've tried to save several little frogs that the girls have gotten a hold of, and they didn't let it go.
Well, they caught a garter snake last week, and that was funny.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, what are they doing? It looked like they're playing tug of war. Two chickens.
Oh yeah.
And I went over there, and sure enough, there's a snake between them. Yeah, it's funny. So, yeah, and then I've got out in my front pasture where my barred rocks are at, I've got 2 black Jersey giants, and I put them out there because they're in the most open area, and they say that the black Jersey giants look like crows, and the hawks won't mess with them. Well, the other day they had a larger snake. They had a big rat snake, the 2 of them.
Uh-oh.
And I mean, I was like shocked how big of a snake they were messing with, but they tore that thing up. Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care. They eat it, They eat scrambled eggs all the time. So today I gave them, once a week I give them watermelon, but I changed it up today. Let's see if you can figure out what's on top of that watermelon.
Crushed eggs.
Yeah. I mean, they love that. I usually use it on the scrambled eggs and so forth, but they loved it on the watermelon. So that was a big hit. So, and I got some great news. Look at this. I'm so happy to see that. You know what that is? That's my chicken brooder, and it's empty. Yes, it's empty.
I believe that is something to celebrate.
I know it is. I'm so happy. Hadn't been empty in 7 months.
Yeah.
I was so happy to have that empty. Yes.
I know our vendors work real hard. They start. Well, when you have people looking for 6-month-old birds at an event in May, they pretty much have to start hatching in November to keep up with the demand. And last year, with the prices of eggs going up so much, when we talked earlier about how the hatcheries were just sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot of our vendors couldn't keep up. I mean, you have somebody come, knock on your door. It's like, hey, I want a full-grown bird. Why wait and potentially not sell it when you have it sold? I couldn't be upset about that business deal.
Yeah.
But that's what we like to kind of hang our hat on a little bit is definitely older birds. We definitely have every age range from day-old chicks to full-grown birds. But.
Yeah. So eggs in Houston are like back down to like $1.29 a dozen, but I still got my price hasn't gone down.
My feed price hasn't gone down.
No, I know, neither have mine. So my eggs are still the same price. I mean, if you want, my chickens eat grass every day and eat worms every day, so they have a better taste of egg. I mean, when I go to the Waffle House and I get some eggs, I put salt and pepper on them because they're tasteless.
Yeah.
My eggs, when I eat them at the house, there is no salt and pepper on them. They're delicious. Yeah.
There's a big difference.
There's a big difference. Yeah. So, if you want that great flavor, you got to pay for it. Yeah. And my eggs, actually, there's people out there I know that are paying $7 a dozen. I've heard. I get $5 a dozen.
I go for $4, but.
Yeah. And I sell out every week. Yeah. So, yep. But, oh well. So how many chickens do you own yourself?
I probably have, right now, about 50.
That's all? How long?
I'm not hatching anything. If I hatch anything, it's for me and my egg color project. So what I like to do is play with genetics. We take in too many rescues from anything from abandoned birds to, we've had a call from the Palmer City Hall saying they had birds left out there. We've helped with relocation of birds from animal hoarding cases. So as we've done that, it's also taken away the ability for us to know these birds' history, medical history, most importantly. So we don't know what they're exposed to or what they've been exposed to or what illnesses they have. So we keep a closed flock for that purpose, just because that's a responsible thing to do. And I do not have time to sell birds.
Yeah.
We have all these vendors you can come to twice a year and buy their birds. So I have plenty of time taken up putting the whole event together instead of just selling birds at the event.
I have 2 roosters, olive egg roosters. One is gorgeous. He's beautiful, beautiful tail. But he made a mistake the other day at Peck and Bailey. And if I had been armed right there, I probably would have shot him, you know. And that's how I am with Bailey. And Bailey's she's right here on my side. I love this dog as much as ever. So I also have another olive egger that has that neck disease and that, they have the funky looking neck. You give him B12, it helps him out and everything. But he's better.
Rhino?
Huh?
Rhino?
Yeah. And because of that, he's not all there. You see him right there. And he can't fly that well. He can't run that well. He cracks me up, So I'm hanging on to him, but I'm getting rid of the beautiful one. And I already got someone picking him up tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
he's special. It's okay.
Yeah, I know he's special. And he's still jumping on the hens. He is. Yeah. So it's like, I don't care, It's like he's
not that far gone.
Yeah, I call him Special K. Yeah. So I'm not going to get rid of him. I like him, So, yeah. And then I've got another rooster that I got from that hatchery, and has no tail feathers, and it's real tall and skinny. And I just finally figured out it's got the hackle feathers of a rooster, but it has no tail feathers yet. But it's a big old tall skinny thing. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that one too. But yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
Like a box of chocolates sometimes with those hatcheries.
Yeah, I know. So, but hey, I'm going to be buying the exhibition series of Rhode Island Reds.
Okay.
From Cackle Hatchery, which are your showbirds. The really nice showbirds. So I'm buying those, and I'm going to buy the Barred Rock exhibition series as well from them. So cool. I'm looking forward to getting those because I love Rhode Island Reds. But their Rhode Island Reds, the exhibitions, they're so red, they're almost black. They're like a black cherry. They're real pretty, yeah. So looking forward to getting them. So yeah, so that's that. Because next Friday I got Roberta. I forgot Roberta's name. Coleman. Roberta Coleman. She's a representative of Cackle Hatchery coming on the show.
Fun.
Yeah, and she's a has their own chickens in Missouri. Yeah. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, well, we're looking forward to your show. I keep telling people about it all the time. When I'm at like I was at the feed store the other day, and I was telling people about your event, and they were like, "Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun." So,
yeah. We appreciate the word of mouth. We can only do so much on social media, and there's so many that still don't participate, which is fine, but it's an easy way to disseminate the information. Yeah. But word of mouth is always like, I heard about this thing. Let me go check this thing out. We've had people, I don't have a picture of my county map handy, but we try to see where everybody's come from.
Yeah.
Like what counties.
Yeah. So there's a vendor right there selling vegetables and so forth. Is that a local person you know of?
They're out of Corsicana, and these young ladies are, I want to say, 11 and 13, and they're some of our young entrepreneurial vendors that we just absolutely love. They'll be here in the spring next year. They won't be at this event, but they'll be at the spring one.
And it looks like some people selling the eggs as well. Is these local people or?
This couple is from, I want to say, more towards East Texas than local, but we love that they travel so far to be there, and they sell hatching eggs. So most people aren't selling eggs to eat; they're selling eggs to hatch.
Oh, really? Wow, that's neat. And
yep.
Yeah. So. Oh,
that's
neat.
Twisted Teas.
Yeah, that's good to know because I might buy some.
You would know pretty quickly, probably by the price tag on hatching eggs at any vendor booth, that you're getting 6 lines deep in a generation of breeding program to get to a certain color line.
Yeah. I actually traded 2 bags of coffee for a dozen fertilized eggs a few months back, and I got all hens. I was surprised.
Whoa.
I know. All hens.
Recreate that, please.
3 of them didn't hatch. It happens. But
it does.
Yeah, I got rid of all of them, but because they were all barnyard mixes, I found out I had the French black Morans, and I had Easter eggers, olive eggers, and buck Orpingtons, and which are some birds I wanted. But then I found out they weren't purebreds. They were all barnyard mixes. From the rooster was an Easter egg or an olive egg or something like that,
Yep.
And I was like, I don't want those, So I got rid of them, but I kept the French black Morans. And I just want to see what they look like, because they were born out of a beautiful brown egg, and
Yeah.
I just want to see what they look like. Well, they look like Easter eggers, So I kept those, so I'll see what kind of eggs they lay. If they're just another Easter egg looking egg, I'll probably get rid of them,
Yeah.
But
I like to go outside and see what color eggs are in the coop that day. That's kind of why I play with color. So
Well,
we start with whiting true blues and black copper Morans.
I got to tell you, the hatchery where I got my chickens from this past year, I got some crazy mixes, and I love my Barred Rocks, and I got all these black and white Barred Rock chicks, and as they start growing up, I noticed that a couple of them have like a brown tint in their neck. And I'm like, what is that? And next thing you know, they've got these strange looking crests on top of their heads. Kind of like a cream leg bar does. And I was like, what the heck is that? And so next thing you know, my Barred Rock lays an egg, and it's an olive egger.
From the hatchery?
Yeah. So I was looking for a picture of it, but no, I had some pictures. I took them off to fit in for yours. But no, sure enough, it laid a green egg, and it came out of the body of a Barred Rock with the head of a cream leg bar.
Interesting.
I know. So, and then I've got about a dozen of them. I sold a few of them, but I still kept a few. And but one of them it went from a black and white chick to almost a pure brown bird. That's all has a color look, has a look of the feathers of a Barred Rock,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all earth tones. Yeah.
That sounds a lot more like a crested legbar.
Yeah, it does. But and it's in the coop with all the other Barred Rock chickens that they're raised with and everything, and they all have these fluffy little crests on their heads, and I'm like, what do you do, So I've been hanging on to them. So the first egg I get out of my Barred Rock chickens was an olive egg. I just about died. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So then in my olive egger coop, where I have all my olive eggers and Easter eggers,
Mm-hmm.
what color egg do you think I get in that bunch? I've got a cream colored egg. I'm like, what?
They can lay cream colored eggs too.
I know. And I'm like, man, I wanted an olive egger, so I get a cream legger, and I'm like, oh, what the heck,
What you gonna do?
I know. So, oh well. Well, I'll just have a PT test and sell it at your place. No, I'm kidding.
You can totally do that.
No, I've got enough to do, and so forth. Then, like I told you, I have Bailey wherever she goes with me. We won't be walking around at your event. We won't, because of my disability.
No, I understand that. We don't.
But
we can tell pretty quickly who's a service dog and who's not.
Yeah, she's well trained and everything, but I won't be walking around because of my disability, and driving and so forth takes a lot out of me as well. But we are looking forward to it,
Well, I'm excited to have y'all out there. I hope you have a great time.
So, yep, I appreciate it. And I thank you for coming on. I really do.
Absolutely, I appreciate
I'm
the
looking forward to having it and so forth. And if you want to come on again before your event, if you have something you want to talk about before, you're welcome to as well. But that Friday before your event, I'm gonna have a show Friday morning, pack up and head to your event, and stay somewhere in town there. Hey, did you get any hotel information for out there?
No, it's on my list to do though. So I was going to ask you if you had found one yet, and I was going to see if I could. It's like, look, we've already got people staying that are coming.
Yeah,
but
so
I'll get with you on Tuesday for that.
Y'all got a Holiday Inn up there?
I'll double check and let you know.
All right, I'm sure you do.
They probably do.
I mean, what's the population of Waxahachie?
Lots more than it was 20 years ago. I'm in Ovilla, so I'm a little south of it, so I don't worry about population signs too much. But
here's someone. It's
pretty
39
boomed up.
minutes, so she knows to come in here and check on me.
Can you say hi to Bailey?
Huh? Who's that? Huh?
What?
Yeah. You say hi to the dog? Here, look, can you see that? No? What's that? Look on the screen. Look on the screen. Yeah, well, I'm gonna make the picture big. See the dog? See the dog? No, get up here. No, get up here. No. She went around the back of the screen looking for your dog. She saw it on the screen and went behind my computer to look for it.
You're so smart.
Bailey, load up. There you go, load up. Now she's in her chair. So Bailey's in her chair now, and you can see her on the video. There she is. Oh my gosh.
This is my little old girl. This is Magnolia.
Yep. Oh yeah. Pretty dog. Looks like a little black lab. So.
Yeah, we know her mom was half Corgi and half Blue Heeler. We don't know what her dad was, and he might have been a black lab, but she is great with our chickens. She protects them. They will follow her when I get home, and I'll let her outside. The chickens know that if I'm going to feed the coop, Mag's going too. They know that's our next stop, so they just follow her to the chicken coop now, back to where we feed them.
Yeah. Well, Bailey won't go out front anymore with me because she's gotten shocked 3 times by the poultry fence. So she will not go out front. She'll walk out front with me. She'll walk all the way around the house and go sit on the back porch and watch the chickens out back because of being shocked, So I got to break her that. Yeah. Because she loves hanging out in the chickens.
My sister just chimed in.
Yeah.
On the chat, my sister just popped in and said the Holiday Inn is 5 minutes from the event venue. So.
Oh yeah, I saw the chat. I see that. That's good. Yeah, that's your sister, and she's a volunteer as well. Yeah. Oh, Maddie, how you doing? Hey, that's another buddy of mine. He just came on, Jeff Gonzalez. He comes on I used to have another podcast called Vets and Coffee. I talk about veterans and coffee deals. And the Houston area is overflowing with veteran podcasts. And it's just way too many of them. And people are like dumping one podcast and going to another podcast. It's just like, I don't need it. Yeah. So I'm just doing the chickens, and I love it a lot more. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
So, yep. But we're looking forward to it. Holiday Inn 5 miles from the appropriate. I'll call them tomorrow. Yeah.
I'll call them too. And as the head wrangler, request some kind of coupon code.
Yeah.
So you can get you on a discount.
Yeah. So, Jeff wants chickens. Well, Jeff, you know where to get them. Come get them.
You can do that.
So, yeah. Well, thank you, Maddie. I appreciate it. Just do me a favor, if you would. Click like and subscribe on YouTube. And anyone listening, please do so as well. It only helps us out. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's great. Well, I'm grabbing the wrong mouse over here. I do that all the time. I grab the mouse from my computer I have. I got like 2 computers in here. Yeah. So I can post those up there. Well, I thank you once again. And you have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you, I will. I'm actually going to go feed one chicken sitting and duck sitting, dog sitting.
You're chicken and duck sitting right now?
Yeah. So we're going to make a run over to her house and get everybody taken care of for the night.
Yeah. Are you dealing with some heat problems up there as well?
Oh yeah, it's been pretty hot. We've been running misters. I think I've only lost 1 so far.
Yeah, I lost 3. 3 New Hampshires, but you know what's helped me out is I bought these hog feeding trays.
Soda in the water?
No, I just change out the water 3 times a day where they can soak their feet. And they do. If you watch them, they're in those pans constantly soaking their feet, keeping cool. And it's working for me. When the temperatures reach at 95 or above, I'll take a half gallon of frozen water in a jug and put it in the same tin. And it keeps the water cool all day long in the shade.
Okay.
And it's working for me. I haven't lost a bird since. So
that's awesome.
I've
seen a lot of people dropping frozen water bottles in their waters too.
Yeah. And I watch them all day long. They're out there sending in those tins of water. It's made a big difference. Yeah. In fact, I got 2 of my coops. I've got some valves that kind of drip if I leave the water on. And I put the tin underneath the dripping water, and it constantly drips cold water in there because I'm on well water.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's been helping them out as well. So, but that's been working great for me.
Good.
Yeah, so
I know
all
it's
right.
not a big problem.
We go take care of your ducks and chickens.
Okay.
All right. Thanks again for coming on. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Christopher. You have a great night.
All right. Bye-bye. Yep. Another end of another podcast. I really do enjoy these. Thank you, Jeff, for coming on and listening. Thank you, Maddie. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to our channel on the podcast on YouTube. It only helps us out. And we will be creating some content for it soon. We're working on that right now. In fact, I need to talk to Jeff about that. So, all right, y'all. Have a great evening. Have a great week. Bye-bye.